What's going on, Legionnaires, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, and make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out. Now, for this video, we're going to be jumping into some X-Men Marauders, issue number 19. Now, if you haven't been keeping up with the Marauders line, go ahead and check out the link in my description, as well as the top of this video. It's going to get you completely caught up on everything that's been going on with this line since the Ten of Swords event. Now, right now, the organization known as Verendi pretty much comprised of anti-mutant children with the financial backing of billionaire Chin Zhao. They've been buying up land all over Madripoor, all over Lowtown, planning to evict all of its residents and raise their homes and build kind of high-rises in their place. Now, to kind of get rid of everybody in the area, they've sent in a new team of what they call Reavers. Some guys that really do have a distaste for mutant kind as a whole. Now, this is written by Gary Dugan, art is by Stefano Caselli, and cover is by Russell Dodderman. And with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. So as we get into this breakdown, we see Lowtown just getting ravaged by Reavers. They're wasting no time, just pillaging and burning everything in their path. You know, this place, Madripoor as a whole, has been a smugglers, pirates, secret societies, and warlords' safe haven for centuries at this point. And every so often, war has to break out. Somebody's always reaching to be king of the hill. And that's exactly what is going on in the island today. You know, post-human mercenaries are burning out Lowtown so the rich and powerful can fill the sky with towers of glass. And we see them, this little organization, sitting, sipping champagne, watching from their ivory mansions, and knowing that the X-Men, that the Marauders can't do anything because they could come ashore and risk forfeiting the recognition they crave at the United Nations. Or they can sit and watch everything burn in Lowtown. And right now, that is exactly the discussion that is going on between Callisto, between Kate Pryde, Pyro, and Iceman. They're all trying to figure out what the best course of action is, because they're not going to let Lowtown burn. They're just not going to do it. And so all are in agreement, regardless of the consequences, they're going to do something about this. And so Callisto grabs two portals, throws one to Pyro, and says to sneak into town and plant that where no one's going to find it. And she's going to bring in the cavalry. Now, Kate Pryde, she's going to go in as a distraction. And as she's preparing, Iceman and Pyro, they kind of do this cocky little thing. They're like, you know, you've heard of the 5? Well, me and Pyro, we're the 2. And Kate's just like, okay, like, I'll bite. Like, what is the 2? He's like, you know, listen, like, if we called ourselves Fire and Ice, people are going to make fun of us. We obviously can't use that nickname, so we're going with the 2. And what we see is Kate Pryde turn into an ice sculpture that's literally on fire. Their two powers combined makes it to where she is jettisoned through the water to the location that she needs to get to, making it into the sewers and swimming up and through them to be able to plant this seed. Now, right now, everything is in chaos, and the biggest concern is the hospital. The hospital that the mutants had set up to have the people of Lowtown have some kind of medical treatment. And this is where we pick up with Callisto, and she's went and got the Morlocks. She went and found Mask. And she lets him know, you know, you can sit here and you can complain that I'm telling you to come in and work and I need your help. But right now, people of Madripoor are suffering. The people of Lowtown are suffering. And that hospital that you are literally working in, it's going to get burned to the ground. So either you come help us or you have that hospital burned. And so given no choice, all of them decide that it's time to go kick some butt. It's time to crack some freaking skulls. Now, coming through the portal, Mask realizes that they're in a sewer, and to him, he's just like, oh, haha, this is funny, you know, yeah, Morlocks in the sewer, haha, you got me, funny guys. And so he's like, all right, I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna start taking care of things. And up on the surface, we see an old man, a father, and a daughter, and they're trying to make their way to safety, but they get cut off by some Reavers. And these Reavers are heartless. They don't care about anyone or anything, and they blast the father right in the chest. And before they get the opportunity to also blast the daughter, Mask comes up from behind and clocks this Reaver, knocking him straight to the ground. And the team comes up and just starts laying waste to some Reavers, cutting them in half. Now Kate, she's made her way back to the ship, and as she gets on the ship, Iceman says, you know, ask me where Bishop is. And she's like, all right, well, where's Bishop? And his response is, I don't know, but he took off with some heavy ordnance, and that's all we really know that's going on here. And this is where we see Bishop arriving at the location where the dock is. The dock that's created these Reavers. And Bishop's letting her know that he is here to ask nicely one time to stop turning men into monsters. And lets the doc know, like, yeah, I'm gonna take this lab from you. It's done, it's going to explode. And Doc lets him know, like, that would only slow me down. You're not gonna be able to stop you. Besides, I have video cameras that will prove that you were here. And it's gonna go against your little UN resolution. And this is when Bishop informs Doc that he already knew that. Found them, and disabled them 15 minutes ago when he planted the explosive devices. And tells Doc, better get out of there before they go off. And this is where we see a giant explosion, and down on the ground, Morlock and Mask and the group are all taking on these Reavers. And they make their retreat. The Reavers just, you know, they're overwhelmed at this point. And Mask tells them, like, you guys better stay away and remember this the next time you come to harm my hospital. And the Reaver shouts back that their objective was to take out everything but the hospital. And so Callisto kind of lied about this situation just to get their assistance. And this is where we pick up a little bit later at the New Mutant-owned hotel and bar. And everyone is sitting around having a drink, and Mask says something pretty interesting. He says ever since those cold New York winters, he's always wanted to live in a hotel. And he thinks he's gonna try to make it work for a while, until the Lowtown folks have had enough of him at least. But right now, the Lowtown people, they're kinda happy about him, about his help. And right now, you know, they're not even calling this place Lowtown anymore. They're calling it Mutytown, because of all the mutants that have kind of ended up here. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You know, we're seeing a little mini civil war break out inside of this city of Madripoor. But for this city, it's kind of normal. You know, this is a city that gets reborn through flames. It's a phoenix that rises from the ashes time and time again. With Warlord or government or whatever it may be trying to always claim some kind of power over the people. But this place at the end of the day remains one of the last remaining outlaw posts in the world. And through that, there is always extreme violence happening here. And the people are always caught in the crossfire. And the mutants, that's exactly what they're trying to help here. So overall, I have to say it was a pretty decent issue. I have no complaints about it. I am very curious on where this story is going to go and how they're really going to have it all play out. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you have not yet, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and until the next breakdown.